Anjanashalaakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tashmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mayam Tadanti Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Gurun Shri Yutapatakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Sha Shri Rupam Sakrajadam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Satvedam Swavadudam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanjana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanushtute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanjakalpatarubhyascha Kirpa Sindhu Bhayevacha Patitanam Pavanibhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Shashwin, for the wonderful Mangalacharan recital. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances and obeisances from everybody who have joined the group and are about to join. Prabhuji, we are reading the Srimad Bhagavatam. We are now on Canto 2, Chapter 1. Chapter 1 is the first step in God realization. And today we are on text 10. Prabhuji, I hand over to you.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Narayan Namaskrityam Aranchaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiriyeta Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Yutam Shloke Bhakti Bhaktina Ishtaki Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Text 10. The chapter is entitled The First Step in God Realization. Tad aham te abhidashyami mahapavurushiko bhavan yasya shraddha datam ashu Syan Mukunde Mati Sati. Translation. That very Srimad Bhagavatam I shall recite before you, because you are the most sincere devotee of Lord Krishna, one who gives full attention and respect to hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, achieves unflinching faith in the Supreme Lord, the giver of salvation. Mother, you can read the purport.
Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Jai.
Srimad Bhagavatam is recognized Vedic wisdom, and the system of receiving Vedic knowledge is called Avaroha Pantha, or the process of receiving transcendental knowledge through bona fide disciplic succession. For advancement of material knowledge, there is a need for personal ability and researching aptitude. But in case of spiritual knowledge, All progress depends more or less on the mercy of the spiritual master. The spiritual master must be satisfied with the disciple. Only then is knowledge automatically manifest before the student, or spiritual science. The process should not be, however, be misunderstood to be something like magical feats, whereby the spiritual master acts like a magician and injects spiritual knowledge into the disciple, as if surcharging him with an electric current. The bona fide spiritual master reasonably explains everything to the disciple on the authorities of Vedic wisdom. The disciple can receive such teachings not exactly intellectually, but by submissive inquiries and service attitude. The idea is that both the spiritual master and the disciple must be bona fide. In this case, the spiritual master, Sukadev Goswami, is ready to recite exactly what he has learned from his father, great father, Srila Vyasdev, and the disciple, Maharaj Parikshit, is a great devotee of Lord Krishna. A devotee of Lord Krishna is he who believes sincerely that by becoming a devotee of the Lord, one becomes fully equipped with everything spiritual. This teaching is imparted by the Lord himself in the pages of Bhagavad Gita, which is clearly described that the Lord Shri Krishna is everything, and that to surrender unto him solely and wholly makes one the most perfectly pious man. Flinching prepares one to become a student of Srimad Bhagavatam, and one who hears Srimad Bhagavatam from a devotee like Sukadev Goswami is sure to attain salvation at the end, as Maharaj Parikshit did. The professional reciter of Srimad Bhagavatam and the pseudo-devotees whose faith is based on 1 week's hearing are different from Sukadev Goswami and Maharaj Parikshit. Srila Vyasdev explained Srimad Bhagavatam onto Sukadev Goswami from the very beginning of the Janma Daya Ashya verse. And so Sukadev, Lord Krishna is described in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 11, in his devotional feature as Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Lord Krishna himself in his devotional attitude, descended on earth to bestow special favors upon the fallen souls of this age of Kali. There are 2 verses particularly suitable to offer as prayers to this Mahapurush feature of Lord Krishna. Dheyayam sada paribhaya jnana abhikshata doham tirtha spadam shivas virinichi nutam sharayan prityati ham prayanata pala bhavadiputam vande mahapurusha te charana ravindam tyaktva shudush yache shurupekshita rajyam lakshmi dharmashta arya vachaya yad agad aryanam mahamraga dravita mipisheta anvadahat vande mahapurusham te charanaravindam. In other words, Purush means the enjoyer, and Mahapurush means the supreme enjoyer of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. On one who deserves to approach the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna is called the Mahapurushika. Anyone who hears Srimad Bhagavatam attentively from its bona fide reciter is sure to become a sincere devotee of the Lord who is able to award liberation. There was none so attentive as Maharaj Parikshit in the matter of hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, and there was none so qualified as Sukadev Goswami to recite the text of Srimad Bhagavatam. Therefore, Anyone who follows in the footsteps of either the ideal reciter or the ideal hearer, Sukdev Goswami and Marikshit Maharaj, respectively, will undoubtedly attain salvation like them. Maharaj Parikshit attained salvation by hearing only, and Sukdev Goswami attained salvation only by reciting. Recitation and hearing are the two processes out of the 9 devotional activities. And by strenuously following the principles, either in all or by part, one can attain the absolute plane. So the complete text of Srimad Bhagavatam, beginning with Janmayadaya Asya verse, up to the last one in the 12th canto, was spoken by Sukadev Goswami for the attainment of salvation by Maharaj Parikshit. In the Padma Purana, it is mentioned that Gautama Muni advised Maharaj Amrisha to hear regularly Srimad Bhagavatam as it was recited by Shukdev Goswami, and herein it is confirmed that Maharaj Amrisha heard Srimad Bhagavatam from the very as it was. One who is actually interested in the Bhagavatam, therefore, must not play with it by reading or hearing a portion from here and a portion from there. One must follow in the footsteps of great kings like Maharaj Amrisha or Maharaj Parikshit and hear it from a bona fide representative of Sukdev Goswami. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, over to
Hare
you.
Krishna. We repeat the verse for today. That very Srimad Bhagavatam I shall recite before you, because you are the most sincere devotee of Lord Krishna, one who gives full attention and respect to hearing Srimad Bhagavatam achieves unflinching faith in the Supreme Lord, the giver of salvation. So, this verse is spoken by Sukadeva Goswami himself, and is glorifying Srimad Bhagavatam, guaranteeing that if you hear attentively, you'll attain unflinching faith in Krishna, who is the giver of salvation. So you'll find that the life of a devotee is actually revolving around Srimad Bhagavatam. If you see any devotee who is at least sincere, he does not let a day pass without hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. Hearing Bhagavatam daily, Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya, is a feature of a daily life of a pure devotee. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu advised all of us that even if a person is not in a very high category, maybe in the different modes, like mode of goodness are the Brahmanas, mode of passion is Kshatriyas, lower modes like passion and ignorance mix is the Vaishyas, ignorance is the Sudra. Even if they hear, they will benefit. Everyone benefits. So here Sri Prabhupada tells us that we should hear from Avaroha Pantha. Avaroha Pantha means coming from a disciplic succession. Do not hear Bhagavatam which is not from disciplic succession, because it is already spiced up with poison, and it will spoil your devotion and make you do things which are not actually bona fide in devotion service. So Avaroha Pantha means descending. Like even here in the Bhagavatam, we have the example that Vyasadeva spoke to, Narad spoke to Vyasa. Vyasa spoke to Sukadevji. Sukadevji spoke to Maharaj Parikshit. It was heard by Sutta Goswami. And then Sutta Goswami is being heard by the sages of Naimisharanya. So in that very short period also, there is a complete connection. That is called disciplic succession. The word disciplic comes from the word disciple. And disciplic succession also means knowledge passed on by the guru to the disciple, and disciple to his disciple, and so on, unbroken. Like if you go to Bhagavad Gita at the end of the introduction, immediately on the next page, the whole page is dedicated to the disciplic succession. starting from Krishna to Brahma to Narad to Vyas, Madhacharya, and so on, up to A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. So all this is coming in a disciplic succession. So if you hear from disciplic succession, you'll stay on the course which is leading to Krishna. But if you break the disciplic succession and try to hear maybe somewhere else which may be very pleasing, then what is the effect will be explained later on. Now, to advance in spiritual material knowledge, it needs our personal ability and a kind of a researching mood. Then we can advance. But in spiritual life, everything is dependent on the mercy of the spiritual master. In the 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, we find Krishna telling Arjuna, Tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena seveya uptakshanti tad jnanam jnaninam tattva darshana. Approach a spiritual master, inquire from him by rendering service unto me. Such a soul will reveal knowledge to you. You don't expect knowledge to be revealed to you if you are not, we can say, properly following this way of understanding spiritual knowledge. You have to be the way Krishna is telling you, because the original spiritual master is Krishna. Whoever is speaking the same thing as Krishna is bona fide. So, what is the duty of a disciple is to hear, and before even hearing or inquiring, he should render service and be very submissive to the spiritual master. And there's a verse in Srimad Bhagavatam that the spiritual knowledge will be revealed to you automatically. The imports, you may not understand just by reading, but if you have the mercy of the spiritual master, then everything will be revealed to you. There's a very nice example in Sripad Ramanujacharya's life. His favorite disciple, or the best disciple, he went to Ramanujacharya. He says, my dear sir, kindly reveal to me the import or the purport of 1866 of Bhagavad Gita, Sarva Dharma Parityaja, which is the apex verse of Bhagavad Gita. And Sripad Ramanuja told him, okay, for a month you'll have to do Madhukari. Madhukari means you have to beg. After 1 month, I'll reveal the imports. And after 1 hour, the disciple came back and told Sripad Ramanujacharya, what if I die in a month or in a matter of days? I'll never be able to hear. So the spiritual master realized that actually he is very sincere. So at once he revealed to him everything. Now many people think that surrendering to Krishna means, in that purport, Sripad Ramanujacharya is explaining, that when you say Sarva Dharma Parityaja, what is the evidence that you are doing Sarva Dharma Parityaja? Sarva Dharma Parityaja means accepting Krishna all in all. And to do that, you have to accept a bona fide spiritual master or a pure devotee. If you accepted pure devotee, like in our case, we accepted Sri Prabhupada or his representative, it means we are on the surrendering process. It takes time to surrender. So in other words, those who are initiated by a bona fide spiritual master, it's a sign that they are surrendered to Krishna. Because those who are initiated, they realize that after the initiation, the whole mood changes. You become very close to Krishna. That's why it's advisable that if you are able to follow regulatory principles, if you are able to chant your rounds, and you like the Krishna conscious philosophy, you accepted Krishna, then don't waste time in accepting the spiritual master. Accept it. Very much recommended. So in other words, the in-depth of that Sarva Dharma means you accept the service of Krishna by accepting a bona fide spiritual master and serve as per his or her instructions. Because we ourselves do not know how to serve Krishna, but we will be taught how to serve Krishna. Even in the material life, we find that everybody doesn't like food cooked by anybody. Everybody has a different taste. In the same way, when Krishna has his taste, and that taste is revealed by the spiritual master. He says Krishna loves like this. Krishna likes this lifestyle. Krishna likes this way of understanding. Krishna likes this kind of behavior. Krishna likes that you work like this. Krishna likes this kind of tapasya. All this is revealed by the spiritual master. The Sri Prabhupada goes further, that teaching comes by rendering service, not without service. It's not that you go in front of the spiritual master and tell him, okay, tell me what is in Bhagavad Gita. You can't do like that. You have to render service, and there's to be submission on your side. Without being submissive, no spiritual master will reveal knowledge to you. So, both have to be qualified. Spiritual master has to be qualified, and the disciple must be qualified. It's a two-way transaction. If the spiritual master is bona fide, and a disciple is too proud, he will never understand anything. Because his pride will act like a wall between him and the spiritual master. Whereas if a disciple is submissive, ready to render any kind of service, he is bona fide. He may be even a fool number one, doesn't matter. But if he is submissive, then everything will be revealed in the due course. So many devotees in our ISKCON, they ask, oh, but our spiritual master is very far. How do we know? How do we do the relationship? Well, it does work still. Even if your spiritual master is far, the Prabhupada uses two words, Vani and Vapu. Vapu means the presence of his spiritual master. Vani means the instruction of your spiritual master. Now you may be meeting your spiritual master maybe once in a year, once in 5 years maybe. It doesn't matter. But once the spiritual master gives an instruction, if you follow, you'll find that it actually works. And not only that, sometimes spiritual master may give you an instruction which is very heavy to you, and you accept it and follow it. You will see a change in your life because you are obeying the order of the spiritual master. For example, Sri Prabhupada was given an instruction, 1922, go and preach this in the English-speaking world. So he prepared himself, and then he went to preach. And even in the beginning, it was like impossible, nothing was working. It is for a year, and then it worked. And then it worked, it was like fire, it spread. The Hare Krishna movement spread all over the world. And still people are joining. And everybody knows that when you go to ISKCON, there is some standard of worship, not like other temples. There is a standard, some prayers, there is a discipline. So at least people are happy with that. I met one lady in India some years ago, before at the airport, when I was returned to Nairobi. She said, one thing good about your ISKCON is you're the only people who teach scriptures so nicely, which no other institution teaches, and it is bona fide. So I respect ISKCON. So different people respect ISKCON in different ways. But anyway, as per the words of Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj, you should remember these words. He says, we have the best philosophy in the world, and nothing can touch it. And that is true. The best philosophy, it is upon us to make the best out of it. If you follow the philosophy, first of all, you have to understand the philosophy, follow the philosophy, and put it into our life. Then your life will be successful. Now, how does that come? That comes if a devotee has strong faith that by becoming a devotee of Krishna, everything spiritual needed will be equipped to me, in me. Very nicely, Sri Prabhupada explains the purport. That first of all, you have to have a very strong faith in Krishna. That by becoming a devotee of Krishna, everything, I'll get everything. You may think even materially or spiritually. Well, it depends on your desire. As far as I can say, you'll get both of them. If you have a desire to become materially happy, Krishna will make you happy. If you have a desire to become spiritually stronger and serve the mission, Krishna will give you that energy and knowledge. That is guaranteed. And even if you're spiritual or materially inclined, it doesn't matter. If you follow the process, everything will change and you'll become, your impurities will go away. Just like that of Dhruv Maharaj. He went to look for something material, but what he got was more than material. He got spiritual. That he felt ashamed. Why did I come here with material demands? I should have come for spiritual demands. So Krishna consciousness is so nice. And we have practical examples. Sometimes disciples or sometimes boys and girls who join may not be very sincere in the beginning. If they stay and if they follow the process in the matter of years, they turned out to be the best. We have seen it here in many of our temples. I've seen it in Naravi temple also. So faith is the first ground, we can say, to stand on. So Bhagavad Gita takes you to understanding that by surrendering everything, everything becomes revealed. One becomes a pious person. Because as soon as everything is revealed, your impiety will go away. Your sinful side, your sinful habits, your bad speech, your bad lifestyle, everything will change. And you'll definitely become a pious person. I told you earlier, once a journalist was asking Srila Prabhupada, what is a devotee? How do you recognize, how do you define a devotee? And Srila Prabhupada says, a devotee means a thorough gentleman. You'll see no faults in him. So it is an unflinching faith in Krishna. To become a student of Srimad Bhagavatam, first of all, most of the devotees, or many of us have a Srimad Bhagavatam at home. And when you read the Srimad Bhagavatam daily, first of all, you should have faith that there is Krishna in this book. And he is there. On every page, you are going to come across Krishna. Because Bhagavatam is none different from Krishna. So one who hears Bhagavatam from devotee like Sukadevji will attain salvation like that of Maharaj Parikshit. You all know how the whole story as it unfolded slowly by slowly, how Maharaj Parikshit got cursed. He went on the bank of Jamuna, sometimes said Ganga, and then he awaited his death, which was pronounced already by the curse 7 days. And Krishna knew that is my pure devotee, very sincere. So it is Krishna who arranged Sukadeva Goswami to appear there. And Sukadeva Goswami recited Srimad Bhagavatam for 7 days, and we can say 7 nights. And Maharaj Parikshit sat like a yogi, without drinking anything, without eating anything for 7 days. Now these days, people try to copy that. They call it Bhagavad Sapta, very common in our Indian community. We had already discussed this in the first canto. Srila Prabhupada doesn't recommend that. It's like making Bhagavatam into a karma kand, kind of a ritual. It's not meant to be like that. Anyone who's attended Bhagavad Sapta, they'll speak a few incidents like Dhruv Maharaj, or maybe some Krishna Leela, Rukmini Viva, a marriage of Rukmini, and then in the end they will have Jagya on the 7th day. So people think, oh, I know the whole Bhagavatam. What can you learn Bhagavatam in 7 days? Nothing. Even this verse, if you expand each sentence Prabhupada speaks, I can guarantee it will take you at least a month to understand one verse properly. The Bhagavatam has 18,000 years. So another like Srila Prabhupada says, if you want to learn Bhagavatam, then you have to give 28 years of your life. 28 years to learn the entire Bhagavatam. It is not easy. Those who learn quickly are those who learn under the students, the teachers were known the Bhagavatam thoroughly. They take a course and understand. Still, to understand Bhagavatam thoroughly, it takes years. It is not easy. The first canto, the first verse, which Srila Prabhupada quotes here, Janmadi Yasya Yataha Yataha, that is the opening verse of Srimad Bhagavatam. Bhakti Siddhanta Bhai, the spiritual master of Srila Prabhupada, he spoke on this verse for 3 months. 3 months, one verse in the city of Dhaka, which is now in Bangladesh. So imagine one verse took 3 months. So you can expand. It depends on the person who is speaking and how knowledgeable he is, that he can go on speaking on and on and on and learn so much. So one who hears like Maharaj Parikshit is going to get salvation. There's no doubt. It is guaranteed. You don't have to do anything. You just have to hear Srimad Bhagavatam attentively. That's why Srila Prabhupada is quoting this verse, Janmad Yasya Yataha. And this verse ends by Dhimahi. Dhimahi means let me meditate. To meditate, you need a Gayatri. So Bhagavatam can also be considered a Gayatri. Gayatri means you can meditate on Bhagavatam. In the 11th canto, Krishna is described as Mahapurusha. And as a devotional person, Krishna is described as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So who is to be worshipped is Krishna. And how to worship is the way Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling us to worship. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that to worship Krishna, you simply have to engage in the Harinam Sankirtan. Harinam, 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 Eva Kevalam, Kalo Nashte, Eva Nashte, Eva Nashte, Gatir Anyata. No other way other than chanting the holy name of Hari, which is the Maha Mantra. If anyone is chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra regularly, he himself will get this understanding that simply by chanting Hare Krishna, I have changed. And there is so much room there for me to become purified. Because as soon as the day one you start chanting Hare Krishna, the purification begins. And as it becomes purified, as you become purified, you come closer to Krishna, closer to Krishna, closer to Krishna. And you become very close to Krishna. The in Bhagavad Gita, it says, Ye yatha mam prapadyante tam tathaiva bhajameham, which means that as you go closer to Krishna, as you surrender to Krishna, Krishna also comes closer to you. So the choice is ours. If you want to go close to Krishna very fast, then chant very nicely. But the whole devotional service is dependent on how well we chant our rounds. That's why we have to worship Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The famous verse, Krishna Varnam, Krishna Krishnam, Pago Sangan Pago Pasada, Yagye Sankirtan Paraye Yajanti Hi Sumedasha. Krishna Varnam, he's also an avatar, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but he's not blackish, Krishna Krishna. And those with good intelligence will worship Krishna with his associates. Association means Panch Tattva and many more, including Haridas Thakur. If you read the Harinam Chintamani, it says that if you are a serious chanter of Hare Krishna, even before you start chanting, touch the feet of Haridas Thakur. Ask for his mercy. Please, give mercy to me so that I can chant nicely. Because he's the Acharya, or the teacher of the holy name. That every devotee does. Anyone who is a serious chanter will remember Haridas Thakur and chant very attentively. This is the way Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted. That even Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, when he asked Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that there are 9 types of devotions, 9 ways you can serve Krishna: hearing, chanting, remembering, and so on. Of these 9, which is the best? And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, chanting Hare Krishna is the best anga. Anga means the best limb of chanting, of performing devotional service, by which everyone will be pleased. And Krishna had already said this in the 9th chapter, verse number 14. Does anyone have a Bhagavad Gita? Can you read that verse? 9:14.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Satatam kirtanyato mam yatana cha dravya vrataha namasya cha mam bhaktya nityam yukta upasate. Always chanting my glories, endeavoring with great determination, bowing down before me, these great souls perpetually worship me with devotion. Hare Krishna.
He's already mentioned that. If you study this verse, it speaks of three things. Always chanting, number one, with lot of determination, number two. Number three, in this way, we can worship Krishna. So by doing one thing, chanting, with determination, it's not that you're chanting but not serious. You have to chant seriously, hearing each syllable attentively. So this is how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is pleased, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself. Mahaprabhu descended to show favors to us who are the fallen people of Kali Yuga. So as Sri Prabhupada mentions later on, that Krishna is a supreme Purusha, means he's a supreme enjoyer. And he's also called Mahapurusha, means Purusha means enjoyer, Mahapurusha means supreme enjoyer. It still refers to Krishna. So when you hear about Purusha, hear and recite, these are the two powerful names of Bhakti Yoga. For example, your beads, Japamala, you are speaking and you are hearing. That means you are reciting and you are hearing. This makes the heart purified. That's why for salvation, understand Krishna is everything. Janmadi Yasya Yataha, mentioned twice in the purport, that the whole Bhagavatam begins from this verse. And what is the last verse of the Bhagavatam? I can read the last verse of Bhagavatam from my mobile. That if you want Krishna, then what will you have to do? Of course, to understand the last verse, you have to understand the first verse of the Bhagavatam, Janmadi Yasya Yataha, that Krishna is everything. The cause, the creator, the maintainer, destroyer. By him, even the demigods or the great sages go into illusion and just a minute. On him, he is the supreme truth on whom we should meditate. So how to meditate is explained throughout the Bhagavatam. But the conclusion is in the last verse of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Now the last verse of the Srimad Bhagavatam is the chapter 14, chapter number 12. Chapter 13, sorry. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the Supreme Lord Hari, the congregation's chanting of whose holy names destroy all sinful reactions, and the offering of obeisances unto whom relieves all material suffering. Beautiful verse, which is the conclusion of the entire Bhagavatam. If you want Krishna, you have to pay your respects to him by chanting the Mahamantra, number one. Number two, if you want to become free from all material suffering, you have to pay your obeisances to him. Just in two things, you will become a very happy person. So, Sri Prabhupada explains that Sankirtan and surrender to Krishna will make everything easy. You find that in ISKCON, some devotees, they suffer, especially those who are not serious. And if you ask them two questions, are you surrendered? They will not say yes. Are you chanting? They'll say no. These are the people who suffer in devotional service. But those who are surrendered to Krishna and they are chanting Hare Krishna, they will never suffer. Because devotional service is a happy process. Already told by Krishna in the 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Raja Vidya Rajaguyam. Pavitram mitamuttamam pratayakshavagam dharmayam sushukam kartuvavyam. The last word says, sushukam. Sukham means happiness. Sushukam means more than happiness, means bliss. Though it may look very painful, waking up very early in the morning, finishing your round, sometimes you have to tolerate so much, which the common people do, but you have to tolerate all this. And sometimes you may not be treated nicely, but you're able to tolerate. Within your heart, you know that how can I give up this process? I am getting so much in this. Why should I give it up? Ask any devotee, is he enjoying this process? I can tell you, even without asking them, they'll say yes. If not yes, why are they serving or doing the same activities since year after year after year? Years and years go by. Wake up at the same time, before Magarati, attend Magarati, attend the services, Tulsi Puja, chanting the rounds, darshan, hearing Bhagavatam, eating only prasad. Everyday morning program is unchanged. Ask some devotees who are following. For years, they will not change their way of life. It's in their timetable. And if you ask them, are you enjoying this? Yes. Without this, the day is useless. This is called the Krishna consciousness process. So once the whole purport aims at explaining us that we have to hear Srimad Bhagavatam. Here, another example is given is that of Maharaj Ambarisha, that even Gautam Rishi spoke to Maharaj Ambarisha, Srimad Bhagavatam, advised him that you should hear. Gautam Muni advised Maharaj Ambarisha to hear regularly Srimad Bhagavatam as recited by Sukadeva Goswami. So any spiritual master, any bona fide spiritual master will give the same advice, that you hear Bhagavatam the way Sukadeva Goswami has spoken. How did Sukadeva Goswami spoke? From the very day 1 to the last day, 7th day. And he prepared Maharaj Parikshit to go back home. He went back home, back to Godhead. As Sukadeva Goswami attained the perfection of reciting Srimad Bhagavatam, he also went back home, back to Godhead when the time came. So the time is up. Hare Krishna. If you have any question, you can ask.
Hare Krishna. Are there any questions or comments? Thank you very much, Prabhuji, for the wonderful explanation. Prabhuji, my internet was a little bit unstable, so there were two things, chanting and totally surrendering to Krishna.
Paying obeisances.
Prabhuji, can you paying obeisances?
Yeah, chanting Hare Krishna and paying obeisances again and again. By chanting Hare Krishna, you will be with Krishna. And by paying obeisances, you'll be free from material sufferings. Everyone is suffering in this world. But if you are regularly paying your respects, obeisances to Krishna, which literally means tolerating all the odds in the life and keeping yourself in devotional service. That is the meaning. Life is full of odds, remember that. It's not that every day is going to be very happy. No, there can be happy days, there can be sad days, there can be difficult days, challenging times. If you keep paying your obeisances, literally meaning that cause of all causes is Krishna. It is he who is giving me difficulties, it is he. There's a very nice statement by Gajendra in the Srimad Bhagavatam. He says in one prayer that it is Lord Hari who put me into this trouble, and it is he who will come and free me. These words are very powerful. Of Gajendra, when he was trapped, when his leg got trapped by an elephant. It was in the mouth of an elephant. But he tolerated, he suffered, and he knew it is he who will come to rescue me. And Krishna did come to rescue him. Okay, any other questions?
Thank you for that clarification. I thought paying obeisances is going down and
Yes,
paying your
bodily you have to bow down as many times as you can. Even if you are at your place of work, not necessarily in the temple. If you remember Krishna, if you bow down to the ground, you yourself will feel so good. I remember before joining full time, I used to be a working person. And I used to bow down, even in the shop. And sometimes people ask, whom are you bowing down to? I would not answer them because it will be difficult to explain everything. Time to time, go down. Just like the Muslims, they do namaz. You know namaz? They bow down at a certain time. A devotee is supposed to bow down as many times as he can. Our acharyas have taught us, like Rupa Goswami or Raghunath Das Goswami, they used to bow down by seeing any living entity, whether it's an animal or a tree or a bird, they'll bow down to them. And they will say that these are no ordinary creatures. They are all devotees of Krishna. They used to bow down minimum 100 times in a day. Minimum. It may be 1,000 times. A minimum 100 times. So you have to learn from the six Goswamis that you have to bow down to Krishna again and again. For example, let's say your day went very well. You bow down and show your gratitude. Let's say your day went very bad. You still show your gratitude. Maybe there's some secret for me. That is called paying attention. That is called man mana bhava mat bhakto mat yadi mam namaskuru. That is the meaning of namaskuru. Bowing down to him. Another purpose Prabhupada says, bowing down into him means within your heart, there is Krishna. If you are a devotee. So bow down to him at least, within your heart. If you can't do it outside, do it within your heart. Krishna will accept. Because Krishna is your witness, he knows. Who can be a better witness than Krishna? Paramatma. He knows. And you're bowing down, you fold your hands, or even within your mind. Nobody can know what you're doing, but you're bowing down, showing respects to Krishna. That is called Mam Namaskuru. Okay, if you don't have any questions, we can close the session. Yeah.
Are there any other questions or comments? Okay. There are no more questions or comments. Can I request Arya Govind Prabhu? Are you able to close this session for today, please? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much for this wonderful session on the very important subject of hearing and the case for us to adopt these two things and become perfect. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Once again, I request all devotees to unmute and then chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra once in glorification of His grace, Rukma Prabhu.
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Hare
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 Ram, Hare Rama,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Sindhu Beva Patitata
Pavane
Vaishuddhaku ki jai. Shri Prabhupada Granthar Bhagavatam ki jai.
Praise Rukma Prabhu ki jai.
Krishna. Thank you,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Arya Govind Prabhu, for ending the session. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, any news about Friday?